But I do have to say, I do not condone or endorse the use of any substance whatsoever. These videos are made for educational and informational purposes only. I am not a professional. I'm not a doctor of any sort. Do not take my word as law. Do your own due diligence, do your own research, and talk to your doctor about these things if you think it's right for you. I just spent the last 5 minutes talking to my microphone as if it was on, but it wasn't. And I had this whole big dialogue set up and I was going on and on. It was great. Anyway, as you can see, I've already marked off day 23. Oh, wait a second. There we go. I watched a video today on TikTok that destroyed my view on myself, that made me question my reality, that made me question a lot. And it still has me pretty flabbergasted for the most part. There's a link down in the description below that you can check out. It's a TikTok, so if you have TikTok, you can easily go there. If not, I hope it works for you. I'm planning to do a review of this video. I might even do that today, I don't know. This video was one that slapped me in the face, kicked me in the butt, and just shattered my entire version of myself. It may not have the same effect for you. I think everything affects everybody differently. Even though it's supposed to be super impactful, it may not impact you as it did me. But I would recommend checking it out anyway, because I think a lot of people need to see it. I know I did. I'm not going to give away too much about the video in my video. I'm hoping to do a review of this video. I've contacted the person who made it to ask if I could download their video and maybe do a review on my channel about it. Hopefully they get back to me soon. If not, I'm still going to do a review and I won't show the video, but I'll talk about it. But I'll have like links and all that kind of stuff. But it was something. And I really think you should check it out. Again, the link in the description. So I had a lot of plans for today. I was going to do a lot of editing. I was going to start maybe cleaning my room. I don't know if I can do those things right now. For some reason, I feel like going to get chips and salsa and just sitting here and watching YouTube. That's what I feel like doing, and that's what I'm going to do. Yes, I know it's 12 minutes after 10 a.m. right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting chips and I'm getting salsa, and I'm just going to sit here and vegetate for a bit because I can't function right now. I cried watching this video. It was something so enlightening, so life-changing, for me at least. I'm still shook over it. I hate using the word triggered, but this triggered something in me that really, I don't know how much more I can talk about it right now. I need to absorb it and I need to figure it out. So that's what my day is going to be, I think. Rewatching this video and rewatching this video, and I might even do a review about it today. I don't know. Check out the video in the description and check it out for yourself and see what you think and what you come to, and let's talk about it. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think. I need to get chips and salsa, so I'm going to go do that, figure out the rest of my day as I go, and I'll come back later tonight and we'll talk about what happened. So we'll see you then. Well, here we are at the end of day 23, and let me tell you something. I took a lot of time and analyzed that video I mentioned this morning. Came to the conclusion that it's about balance. It's about finding the way to have both the grown-up you, like the future you, and the past you or the younger you work together somehow in order to form you, for lack of a better term. And it's sometimes hard to find that balance. Like for myself, for example, there were a lot of times where I wasn't really able to do a lot of things that I wanted to do. I was told like I had to do this and I had to do this and I had to go help this person and I had to go do this for this person, and like there was a lot of times where I was more about getting the people around me the help they need rather than focusing on the help that I needed. I was told to go get a job. I was told to get out of the house and do things. I was forced out into a lot of things, and I know it was meant well, but at the same time, it really didn't give me a chance to develop me. I have that, I'm not saying this is exactly what it is, it's what's wrong with me, but it has some sort of relation to the things that I'm dealing with. And the fact that I wasn't told how to do things, I was just told to do things. I was told to get this job, I was told to go here, do this, I was told to go over here and do this for this person, and back and forth all over the place, and never really told to spend time with myself, to learn more about myself. And now that I'm in my 40s, I'm getting into a point where I'm trying to find out who I am, and I have no idea who I am. And that's the hard thing with the video from this morning that I mentioned. The little you, the younger you, gets put aside so easily anymore to make room for the adult you, the grown-up you, the responsible you. We never really take the time to get to know that person, the younger version of us. We never take the time to be free-spirited. We never take the time to be what we want and do what we want and think what we want. We're always told to do things a certain way, and it's so difficult as you're older, especially like myself, for example, to find what it is that makes me me. And so I'm constantly searching all over the place for those things, and when finally I find that one thing that makes me super happy, I'll put all my time and energy and whatever I can into it to make sure it works. And if it stops working, then I fall to pieces, and it really makes it hard to bring it back together. And so it's a matter of finding the balance in life, finding times where you can be the silly, goofy kid version of yourself and have the fun and excitement that you want, but also finding that there's a time for you to be grown up and to be an adult and do the adult things. And it's the struggle for that balance that a lot of people like myself struggle with. And it's one thing that I find that my microdosing experience is helping me with. I would never have had this realization, I don't think, if it weren't for the mushroom itself. I don't think it would have come through it all as clearly as it did. All the other lessons I've been learning too, like a lot of it wouldn't have come through if it weren't for the help of the mushroom itself. And I'm very grateful that I've had the chance to do this and learn these things about myself. As I always say, I am not endorsing or condoning the use of anything illegal. Anyone who chooses to follow and do what I do is doing so of their own accord, and I am not responsible for anything that may happen to them during that time. Talk to your doctor first before you do anything like this. It's amazing to see, like, I'm editing through the older videos now. I'm on to like video like day 8 or something. I can't remember exactly where I'm at. To be able to go back through and look at everything that's been happening in the videos as I'm editing them, and looking at things like, oh, I remember this, I was struggling with this, and on a couple days later I got to this, and then watching the progression of growth that I've been having through these experiences and through this whole entire month has been absolutely amazing, and I am so happy and so grateful for it. And that's the reason that it makes me want to continue this kind of thing, because if I continue to have these epiphanies and stuff right up until the end, who's to say it wouldn't continue if I were to continue the dosing after the 30 days. I think what I would need to do first though is have like a time of no dose and kind of see where I'm at, and then decide from there whether or not it's time to continue on with more or not, or move into something different. Who knows? It's been a fantastic experience so far. Today was great. That insight from that video has really, I feel different, I think different, I see different because of that video, and I am so happy. I'm so glad and grateful that I was given the chance to see it. I'm so grateful for the feelings, for the thoughts, the way it challenged me to think. It was an amazing experience today, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I still need to analyze and understand what's going on with that video. There was a lot there to unpack. If you haven't watched it yet, I would recommend doing so. There's a link in the description. It was just, yeah, it blew me away, honestly. I still am flabbergasted by it. I showed it to my wife this evening after when she was getting ready for bed, and it was all I could do to not just stand there and start bawling my eyes out. I'm gonna wind down and go to bed. I didn't sleep a whole bunch last night. That was my dog. She's not really feeling the greatest. She's got real bad allergies, and she's on some new meds and antibiotics that seem to be kind of messing with her stomach. I'm not quite sure how much sleep I'll get tonight, but I'm just going to play it by ear and see what happens, but I'm going to try and relax a bit right now. Thank you ever so much for watching these videos. It means the world to me. I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am making them, and I hope that you're able to get something out of it, much like I've been getting things out of these things as well. If you liked the video, let me know with a big thumbs up like, and it also helps push the video out to other people so they can see it as well. And if you really want to see more and you want to learn more about this whole experience and follow along, there's always subscribe and the bell. That way you get notified when the new stuff comes out as well. Thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Welcome everyone, we are on to day 24, as we can see right here. Let's mark it off. So today might be a little bit of an off day. I'm not going to do a whole lot today. Still a bit impacted from the video from yesterday. Got a dog who's not feeling the greatest right now. She's kind of licking her lips a whole bunch and kind of bleh. but I'm just going to take it easy, make sure she's okay. I'm going to do a lot of editing. I have a video that has to go out today, and after that I don't have any more backed up, so I have to get going. But this morning I wanted to do a little bit of a different type of video, and it involves this. If you can see on here, there it is. This is reishi mushroom. It started colonizing on July 30th, and so what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and we're going to see if we can give it some air, some oxygen, so that instead of growing in these long spindly pieces like you see here and here, it'll start growing out in discs as well, or as conchs, I believe they're called. We have the bag, we have some skewers, and we have another bag. Keep watching my camera to make sure I'm showing up. We have a second bag. This is going to act as a tent over top of this, and we're going to make a grow tent for this reishi mushroom. So let's get started. First things first, I want to take these skewers. They're about 2 feet long. I want to cut them in half so they can go into the bag right here. I don't have to be precise. I can easily just take this and get my little shears here and cut them in half. Not exactly even, but it's not rocket science. Man, I suck at this. Alright, so what we do now is now we got our sticks. Take the bag. We take our scissors and we cut into the plastic. This is all by information I found online. This is how I've seen people do it on videos and such, also on specific mushroom sites and such. So I'm just going by what I learned that way. Cut a hole into the bag. And we cut around. Are you helping too? My dog is here at my feet, so we cut all the way around the bag. There we go. Look at this. This is gorgeous. I have wanted to have this mushroom in my collection for a long time. I've looked for places to find it, like to find out in nature. I found some versions of it, different categories, different types, but not like the official reishi mushroom. Just look at how awesome that is. That's beautiful. When it grows like this in the bag, this is what they call antlers. And they grow up in these long antler-looking pieces, and you can see like there's different groupings of them here. Like this is all one big piece here, and then across over here we have another big piece. But they grow like this in a bag just because there's no oxygen for them to flourish off of. And once you open the bag and you get the oxygen in there, then it can start to grow into conchs, or like disc-shaped pieces. So now that we have this done, we take our sticks and we put them down into the block. Because this block is super colonized, it might be a little bit difficult to get the sticks in at first. So you can see, if I can get lighting proper here, I put the stick right into the block itself, and you can see over here on this one too, right into the block. I'm not damaging the mushroom in any way. Like this is the actual fruiting body of the mushroom, the actual mushroom we're going to harvest eventually. But the block itself is fully colonized, and if I put a stick in there, it's not going to damage any of this. It's still going to grow just fine. And there we have it. I left them wide on purpose, just so that when I put the tent on top, it creates like a dome rather than being adhered to the mushroom, giving it more room and more space to grow. This is a grow bag. This is a grow bag that you would normally put all your mushroom mycelium and food source into to create this kind of thing. I keep looking at the screen, I'm sorry. But you would put all your grain spawn or your mushroom spawn or whatever type of stuff you want to use. But you would put your mushroom food in here. In most cases it's like a grain or some corn or something like that. Depending on the mushroom, it could be wood chips as well. Then you put your mushroom mycelium in there too to help colonize things. And eventually you get something like this, depending on the mushroom you're growing. One thing I forgot we needed was this, a spray bottle full of water. This is going to add humidity and moisture to the block itself as it grows, and essentially just make sure it has enough moisture to continue to fruit and grow as it needs to. So we take our bag, we open it all up as best we can, and we take it and we put it over top Make sure we get all the sticks in there. And we make it just like this. Not too bad. So now we have the tent over top of the mushroom itself. We get an old baking sheet, or you could use like a giant Tupperware lid, or you could use a big plate depending on how big your setup is. This is the first thing I thought of, so that's what I'm using. We take the mushroom block and the tent, you put it on there like that, so you have it ready. You can serve it to whoever you want. From here, a couple times a day, about 2 or 3 times a day, we just mist up into the bag. Nothing too fancy. It might be best to keep the water off the mushroom as best you can. You don't want to waterlog the mushroom and have it rot or deteriorate and whatnot. But essentially that's it. So we have our bag. You can see it's partly wet on the inside. I have a walking around dog. But that's really all there is to it. And then from here, as it gets the fresh air and oxygen, I keep watching my screen. As it gets oxygen, it helps to grow bigger, wider conchs of the mushroom itself. I'm sure there's pictures I'll put up in here somewhere. But it also helps keep the humidity up and the moisture up, so that way it can continue to be moist and flourish and whatnot. Set that off onto a place out of the way. Don't need direct light on it, no sunlight directly on it, or no lights from anywhere else. Indirect light, from what I understand, works best for it, and just keeping it kind of warm. This will help keep in the humidity as well, to keep that moisture up. Just check on it every once in a while throughout the day, about 2 or 3 times a day. Spray up inside the bag like this to create moisture and humidity in the bag, and inside and for the mushroom as well. And they say within a few weeks, depending on the strain you got and all the settings and stuff, it could grow into bigger conchs within a few weeks, up to a couple months. So considering the bag was inoculated with the reishi mushroom on the 31st of July, after about a month and a half, as we see, we've gotten some pretty good grow out of it. One thing I do want to clarify, I didn't make this. I bought this at a farmer's market. After about a month and a half, this is what we've gotten so far. I can imagine in a month and a half how this is going to look. This morning's video was hijacked by preparing this mushroom grow tent for my reishi mushroom in relation to the microdosing experience. Today is going to be a slow day, like I said, just going over things I've already gone over through editing the videos, and taking it easy with my dog, making sure she's okay and healthy too. So anyway, enough of the rambling. I'm gonna go start the day proper and get some work done, and we'll check back in at the end of the day, so stay tuned. Well, we made it to the end of day 24, and it was an off and on day, honestly. For a lot of the day, I was feeling pretty good. Got some editing done. I think I got about a video and a half done, which is great. Got to spend time with the dog, make sure she was okay. She's been kind of under the weather with her new pills and stuff for her allergies and everything. Today we got to spend some time and cuddle on the couch for a bit. We had a nap together. It was a really good day all around in that part. And for some reason, the evenings always seem to be the hard part for me. And I think it's because everything slows down, everything gets quieter, and my brain on constant full alert is like, why is everything quiet? You gotta be doing something, go do something. Ah! This evening, after my kid went to bed, my wife and I stayed up and watched some YouTube together. And when we came downstairs to watch YouTube in the man cave, I don't know, coming downstairs, suddenly I just felt that weight, that pressure, that ugly black feeling. And it was like a bit shallow to, harder for me to breathe. It was kind of panic inducing, of course. As I'm sitting there on the couch watching YouTube with my wife, I'm just sitting there, I'm kind of vibrating back and forth. My legs are shaking, my hands are just getting all clenchy. I think back to that video I mentioned, I think yesterday, about why your leg shakes. And it's like, I'm so vibraty all the time. Like, there's so much in me that wants to come out. I have, for years, I've been saying I have all this pent up energy that just needs to come out somehow. And it comes out in the form of panic attacks and anxiety, because it doesn't have any other way to get out. I'm not letting it come out in any other way. I'm not doing anything else that really connects to that energy. And if it is something like a wounded past, or something with my inner child, or some trauma I have to work through, or something, whatever it may be, I need to be doing that, but I don't know what it is. I always tend to think to things that Bashar has talked about. And I've mentioned Bashar before in a video, but for those who don't know, there's a guy named Daryl Anka, and he does channeling, and he channels this being Bashar. And I know it sounds really weird and mystical and woo-woo and all that kind of stuff, but hear me out. Bashar tends to have some really good advice and information for people. And one of the things that he talked about was his 3-step protocol for living your best life and being true to yourself. And it's do what you find the most exciting in your life, and do it with all that you have, and do it regardless of what the outcome will be. Just do it for the sake of doing it. So find the thing in your life that you want to do that gives you the most excitement. So if you have 5 or 6 different things like I do, or 25 different things like I do, make a list even if you have to, but look at all the things you want to do and find the one thing that gives you even just a little bit more excitement than every other thing on that list, and pick that thing and you do it. You do it with so much passion, with so much drive, with so much care, and as much as you can give it. You give it everything, that one thing, and you do it regardless of how it turns out. You do it regardless of who sees it or who buys it or who whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. The fact is that you're doing that thing that brings you the most excitement in your life, and you're doing it with all of you, all of your heart, your soul, your mind. You're doing it all, and you're doing it with all of you, and you're doing it because you want to do it. And the more that you follow that path, the more that you live that life of doing the things that you want to do, regardless of how they're going to turn out, you are living to your true self. You're living as your best self, as best as you can. I look at my YouTube stuff and I realize that, yeah, I've got anywhere from 1 to 10 views on each video kind of thing, or I'm not getting any likes, or I'm not getting all this stuff. And I'm like, I honestly, as much as I care, I don't care about that. I do care about not being able to, have the views and the likes I would like to have at this point. I'm doing something that I like to do. I find this very exciting, and I am very passionate about this thing, and so I'm doing it with all I've got, and I'm putting everything I can into it to make it come out as well as I can, and I'm doing it regardless of what happens. Like, sure, I've got 1 or 2 views on my latest videos, so I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying creating the stuff, and if I only get 1 or 2 views, then I made it for them, that one person or 2 people. I made it for them to watch, and even if nobody watches it, I made it for myself. I made it for me. I made it for my entertainment and for my education and interest and so on. But it's really easy to forget about that in the moment when you look at things and you're like, oh, it's just not working out. And I always try to do more than I can do at one time. Before I started doing this microdose adventure, I had this channel. It was a lot of gaming stuff. And even though it was supposed to be about self-help and improvement, it was mostly gaming, and I can't really do that anymore. I have an idea that I'm kind of slightly working on right now that is gaming related, but also not. It's hard to explain. I don't want to give away too much, but I'm trying to figure out how to balance it. But I have all these different ideas just bouncing around in my head. Sorry. I have all these different ideas just bounce around in my head. I want to make good on all of them, because I feel if I just let them go, then they've fallen apart, and it's not living to who I truly am and all this stuff, and I worry about that, and I'm afraid of that. But at the same time, I know that if I try to do everything, it's going to overwhelm me, and it's going to be way too much, and I'm just going to stop doing it because it's too hard. And so I'm just trying to pace myself right now. And so what's going to happen, I've got it all planned out. Believe it or not, I'm going to finish off this project. I'm going to finish off all the way up to day 30. I'm going to record all the videos for every day like I have been doing. After day 30, I'm just going to go through and finish editing everything from this project and get it all out. And then at the end of that, I'm going to make probably 1 more video just to wrap it all up. And then from there, I'm going to do the things I want to do. I'm going to record what I want to record. I'm going to stockpile a lot of things, but I'm going to build a library of stuff so that when I'm ready to do more, to put out more, I have a collection of things. I can just put out videos and even schedule them to come out at certain times, and that will give me more freedom to do more things. But if I build that library up again, like I had for when I first started doing YouTube last year, was it last year? It was last year. Holy crap. But when I started doing YouTube, I built a library of videos. I need to do that again, I think, because that would allow me some freedom to work on other things to get them out better, be able to work on other ideas. My brain's just racing like crazy. I'm trying to make sense of it all and process it all now, but I know I can't because it's too overwhelming, so I'm just going to stop. I'm tired. I'm going to unwind and relax and watch a video and then go to bed. This has been a really interesting ride so far, and we're almost at the end, but it's been a really interesting ride when it comes to this whole microdosing experience. There has been so much back and forth, up and down, all over the place. There's been so much clarity, there's been so much understanding, and it's just been a wonderful experience, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm enjoying all of it. I'm so grateful for it all. But I do have to say, I do not condone or endorse the use of any substance whatsoever. These videos are made for educational and informational purposes only. I am not a professional. I'm not a doctor of any sort. Do not take my word as law. Do your own due diligence, do your own research, and talk to your doctor about these things if you think it's right for you. I'm really getting a lot out of this whole entire experience, and I am so excited to see it through to completion. And I'm so excited to continue to work on these videos and get them out so that it may be beneficial to other people. I'm going to wind down and go to bed. And tomorrow being a dose day, I'm not quite sure how it will go, but we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy, of course, please feel free to hit the big thumbs up like button. It helps me to know that you liked it, but also helps to push the video out to other people so they can see it. And if you want to see more and follow this through to the end and see what else comes up, feel free to hit subscribe and that bell. That way you get notified of all the new stuff that comes out and keeps you up to date that way too. Thanks again everyone for watching. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.